Call AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio to win. Enter your guests right now at Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, 5301 Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. Wimpy's Restaurant and Soddy Daisy across from City Hall. Lester's Pawn Shop, 4742 Highway 58, Chattanooga. Stuff and upholstery with premium rubber foam. Cell Surgeon, the Broken Screen Doc. And Shooter's Supply, 4824 Hickson Pike in Hickson.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Enter your guesses now and listen to the race live to win $124 in cash and $124 in food from Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station.
Hot News Talk 1240.
I love NASCAR.
Welcome to the Art Beat of Chattanooga, where we talk about all things art and Chattanoogan. We're artists here today, visual artists, photography, all kinds of fun things to talk about. This is Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, and there's just a lot happening in the art scene in Chattanooga. It's alive, it's on fire. There's so many things going on this weekend that you just have no excuse to sit home. You got to get out there. As always, we talk about Nightfall, and that's free. Nightfall is free. It's sponsored by different companies in Chattanooga that I really appreciate that they do that. And you can go down there for free. Riverbend, obviously, you got to go online and get tickets, but that's a great venue going on from this Friday night all the way through the following week, Saturday, with one break for the musicians on Monday for the event happening at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. That's kind of an out of respect to them, I guess. There's nothing going on with Riverbend for one day during that, but the rest of the time, there's 5 stages of music going on in downtown Chattanooga. It's going to be transformed in an instant. Everything is fenced off. The entire face of that section of Chattanooga is changed, and it becomes a sea of people and music and fun. So try to get out and enjoy that. Support our local and national musicians who will be playing there. So today, joining me, I have Lizzie Campbell, and I have Claire Bloomfield, both local artists, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you just a little bit about what they do. Lizzie Campbell.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Campbell, and I am the director and curator of an art show that I just had yesterday night called Prism Pop-Up Gallery, and I'm here with my best in show artist, Claire Bloomfield.
Woo!
Hello. I am affiliated with a number of different things in the art world. I like to go to First Friday try to make it out to as many galleries as I can. I also am a gallery assistant at a nonprofit art gallery for the homeless called the Heart Gallery.
Wonderful gallery.
And Prism Pop-Up Gallery is my own little child that I just started this year. And I'm hoping that I can make it happen every year.
So tell our listener a little bit about how that went. You've had a pop-up gallery, Prism Pop-Up Gallery art show, and I understand it was a smashing success.
I had 115 guests show up on our night last night, and that is incredibly amazing for your first art show, especially since we charged $5 at the door and we had 115 people pay that charge.
Yeah, tell our listener what is your thinking and why you had a charge at the door, Liz? Because I know that you're affiliated with a nonprofit gallery, and we have talked about the heartbeat of Chattanooga being the Art Beat of Chattanooga. And as artists, what is our goal? What's your goal? Why did you charge $5, and how did that work for your artists?
Well, I charged $5 so that I could give 100% of the proceeds of the sales of the art to the artist.
Woo!
So in order to actually make my money back, in order to not starve to death, in other words, I charged $5 at the door so people could go around and look at the art and know that they're supporting the artists themselves rather than a corporate organization.
That's basically unheard of in the art world. And if you're not familiar with galleries and how that all works, galleries need to stay afloat. People need to make money. They would work very hard hanging our work, jurying it, moving it around, taking care of our babies. But artists, it's difficult sometimes to part with that extra proceed from your piece that you love, and already it's difficult to part with artwork. So it's a great thing that the artist got 100%. And Claire, being first in show, can you tell us a little bit about your work, how that came to pass, and just tell us a little bit about all that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So for the show, I was assigned the color yellow. And so I tried to kind of create a theme, based around that color. And the color yellow was pretty strong to me because it does have this kind of sense of internal light. It's a bright color. And my process uses the scanner bed. So you take, the scanner bed where you scan documents and you lay it with different kinds of materials and you actually shoot light inside the material structure. And it creates this like luminescence and this sort of glow. And yeah, that's why I did yellow.
So can you describe this to the listener who can't see what we're holding up to the camera?
Yes. Okay, so this piece that we're holding up right now is kind of an artificial sunset. And it was created by using cotton balls on the scanner bed with different kind of watercolors. And I dropped a gradient kind of back behind the cotton balls there, kind of giving this like sunbeam light behind these like.
I'm holding it the right direction. That's the way you set it up.
Yes, that is the right way.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. Otherwise, it would be sunset if you turn it upside down. There you go. I mean, we can do both.
The day is now over. Here we go.
There we go.
That's beautiful as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Is this an original or do you do prints and on canvas?
This is a print on canvas.
All right.
Yes. So they turn out to kind of look like paintings because they're on the canvas there, but it is an actual photograph that's been printed on canvas.
Wonderful. So you were the best in show. How did that happen? Was it a vote?
They had assigned like jurors and all of them voted and out.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was 115 people. How many of the artists would you say sold work? Or is that an answer that Lizzie has?
You know what? I didn't really even talk to a lot of the artists about what they sold. I sold a few pieces.
That's excellent.
But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And do you have a website where people can go to see your work and learn more about what you do?
Yeah. I guess the best way to actually follow me is probably on Instagram because it's the most kind of more of a daily basis sort of thing where you can see process and just like past work. And my Instagram is C Claire Bloomfield Art. And the C part is spelled SEA, Claire Bloomfield Art.
All right. So that's a good thing to follow Claire on Instagram. And that takes a bit of work to keep up on Instagram. It's not like, oh, gee, I'm just doing this for fun. It's a lot of work to document your work and get it out there on a website, Instagram, all of that.
And I keep it clean and professional, do the white borders and all of that.
Very nice.
I also do have a webpage that's irisvisuals.net, irisvisuals.net. And there you can also see like a wider spectrum of my photography, not just the scans in my studio processes, but I've done portraits and weddings and that sort of stuff. So you can kind of see the full range of what I can do.
Do you have a home studio? How's that work for you with your studio?
I do have a studio in my house. Yes.
Yeah, my house is my studio. The whole thing. It's kind of how it goes. Right?
I try to keep it separated. I have this upstairs space that I shove everything upstairs. No art stuff is allowed to come down those stairs, but it definitely happens.
Yeah, that's nice because then it doesn't feel like every moment it's around you, pressing on you to work on it when you need to forget about it for a moment.
Exactly.
Very nice. And how long have you been involved in the photography? I see you have a degree and things like this. Has it always been your passion? How long have you been a professional at this?
I've always been an artist pretty much my entire life, but I was an education major in school, art education, then painting, and then I switched to photography after I took my first darkroom class. And I just fell in love with the magic of like opening up a canister and film and like, not knowing what something's going to look like and having that kind of like eureka moment. And that's what I describe these scans as, is bringing back the darkroom to my process, having that sense of mystery. And you have to wait for it to download onto the screen. You don't know what it's going to look like. And so it brings back that kind of, otherworldly aspect to it.
Do you still work with film and developing?
No, not recently. No.
So you're a part of the digital age
Part
as well.
of the digital, yes. Very digital.
But the concept is transferred into the digital for you from that. So you've recreated the feeling.
Exactly. The mindset digital. And the philosophy is still there.
Good, great. And are you currently showing anywhere in Chattanooga or around Chattanooga?
Well, just at the Prism that was a couple of days ago, and actually this Friday there's the unveiling of the wheelhouse architecture building. Sorry, I wrote notes on that. But yeah, there's a grand opening of this new architectural building here in Chattanooga, and it's this Friday from pretty sure 6 to 10, and there will be, I don't even know how many different artists, but we all brought like 1 or 2 pieces, and we basically filled this entire new architectural space with work.
Are
And that
those
will be up for a
permanent
month.
hanging works, or are they going to be rotating artists?
They'll be our work is up for a month in this building, and I'm not sure what their plan is after that.
That's wonderful.
but
More
yeah.
support in Chattanooga for local artists. So we're on Hot News Talk Radio. We're talking with 2 local artists, and I am also a local artist, Jillian Collins. I'm the host of the show. I should introduce myself sometimes. I'm a painter, basically, and my website is vanguardartistry.com. I am currently hanging downtown across from Coolidge Park. I have a pretty large body of work there at K-Val Massage, where we're basically starting a little gallery of our own. And none of us feel competitive about this. This is our art can fit in Chattanooga. There's so many galleries in Chattanooga, so many artists, amazing dedicated artists and musicians. And Nightfall is coming up, and Riverbend, you can go hear any bands that you want. It's a great venue, tasting all the beers and that kind of a thing. So Chattanooga is alive, and the heartbeat of it and the art beat of it is just brimming this summer. And Lizzie, working with the Heart Gallery downtown, that gallery, we're going to be hopefully speaking with them directly too, but she's currently affiliated directly with them as a curator. They support disabled, homeless, all manner of people in that realm of life, even seniors over 70, which, you know, I'm not quite there, but love that gallery. It's unique, it's homey. The work there it fits anywhere. It's a combination of just energy and people's movement ahead in life as they're helped by this gallery, this nonprofit organization that helps artists in Chattanooga. So there's a really good heart for art and creativity in Chattanooga. And these 2 young ladies both are affiliated with these things and helping Chattanooga to have their eyes open and have availability to get art. And then Lizzie with the Prism Pop-Up Gallery, working very hard to have the artists get 100% of their proceeds. That is huge. And that goal right there, of course, we're all going to support that because that's a wonderful thing. So I guess I'm going to ask Lizzie a couple more questions where can you tell me, how did you conceive of this Prism Pop-Up Gallery? How did that come to pass?
By accident. It started with me having way too much of my own art in my house. So I was going to do a pop-up show in my mom's house to get rid of that art and sell it to all of my neighbors. But it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and the more I talked to people, the bigger they grew to eventually I'm not even in Prism Pop-Up Gallery, and I still have way too much art in my house.
Why are you not in it? Did it just feel like a conflict of interest to you?
It felt like it was becoming too much about me, and I wanted the focus to be on the artist. When I advertised for Prism Pop-Up Gallery, I didn't even include my name on any of the flyers. I hardly had my name on the website. I just wanted the focus to be on the artists themselves and on the art that was going to be there instead of me as a curator.
That's wonderful. You don't really think about the curator that often, even as an artist. You don't think about that job and what it really involves, the responsibility of having these artists work in your care and the jurying and judging process of deciding what to hang in your gallery. The times that you have to tell somebody, I'm sorry, we can't take your work. I can't even imagine what that feels like.
So heartbreaking.
Oh, that must be. The Heart Gallery, though, there's classes, there's volunteers, all that. You know, I'm not trying to make it all about the Heart Gallery, but I went there yesterday and bought these lovely earrings they're blue and they dangle and very good price. So you can go there and get some really awesome things. And all through Chattanooga, the same thing. Is there currently somewhere you're showing your work other than not showing it through Prism Pop-Up Gallery?
Oh, goodness. I am a horrible artist because I'm not advertising my art whatsoever. I've just been hoarding it in my house for a while.
Yes. The one who has the most when they die wins. So, yeah, we have the storage issues, we artists. Yes. Have to have an extra gypsy wagon just to keep your work in.
Or an extra house.
An extra house. You have what?
A gypsy wagon attached.
And so Claire has a gypsy wagon attached to her gypsy wagon. So we're all confessing now, yes, we're art hoarders. Yes, we love our work so much it's hard to part with it. It doesn't mean we think that we're amazing. It's just that our art's amazing. It's just how it is. So you can tune in to watch this live. Go to our website, Hot News Talk Radio, and just click the YouTube link. You can see us chatter here back and forth about art and talk about all these great things. You can, I'm not sure if we're feeding live on Facebook, but sometimes we are. You can check that out also on Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook. You can also tune in on the app on your phone, TuneIn Radio. We're on there as well. So you can check this out anywhere you like. You can see us live if you want to. And I'd like to ask Claire to grab one more of your pieces. Which is your favorite that you brought with you today? What's the one you really, can you bring that up and tell us a little bit about why you love it? I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, so this piece is a little bit different than a lot of my other work. I have been working with scans a lot lately, but this is actually kind of going back to photography with the camera. And it's a photograph of a pot where you plant plants in. And
well, they're pretty sure that we're all hippies. They probably thought you meant something else. No, it's actually a potted plant.
For plants, yes, for plants. And I took the residue from my studio floor with just a bunch of styrofoam and paint and just kind of different materials that were laying around, and I put them inside the plant potter and I poured plaster over that, and I came up with these really strange reliefs because after you peeled back these really weird negative cavities that look very almost like cavern-like, and then on the top I drilled it out and planted kale inside of that because all of the work that I do is always working with something that's toxic and something that's natural, and kind of finding a balance, kind of a yin and yang between those two. And so this here is the kale planted in the plaster. Of course it died, and so that's why I blurred it out and now have these beautiful broccoli curly hues painted all over it to make it
lovely,
kind of bring
with
life.
almost a cadmium yellow background, and then some purples and browns, and it looks like flowers in the bottom of the vase almost. Got some blues, and then this white line work. What created all through this piece, if you can't see it, there's this almost floral looking line work in white.
Yeah, someone asked me during the Prism show, they asked me if I took like a light stick and with photography, how you can trace light with a slow shutter speed. Yeah. It almost looks like I trace light across it.
How did you get that image to the white portion of that?
It's on Photoshop. I drew on it with the drawing tool. Right. Yeah.
So taking all of the tools available to you and just creating what's in your mind and heart. And it sounds like there's not maybe political, but the yin and yang, the toxic and the organic together is important to you.
Yes, it does have a little bit of political undertones in it.
And didn't you bring a little something else, some glitter?
Yes, I like to think of myself as the glitterponics farmer. And so I have this jar of glitter here, and I've planted some lettuce inside this jar. It is now dead.
It's a little sad, but it's still shiny.
Yeah. But that will be a future piece probably in the future, and it's always working with that natural and artificial. That's kind of how the whole process started. Is I had a bunch of mason jars laying around everywhere, some glitter and some plant seeds, and one day I decided to throw them in there and water it. And a month later, I had like a garden, and I really did not expect it to grow, but it did, and it blew my mind.
That's a great idea. Yeah. So when we're rooting our plants that we're getting cuttings, we can throw some glitter in there.
Yeah.
And it's going to look awesome as well.
Why not? Yes.
Very interesting. I wonder if this is going to somehow genetically change the plants and they're going to have glitter flowers or something.
Yeah.
We can hope for that. So we're on the Art Beat of Chattanooga, Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. You've got a lot of ways to tune in. Facebook. You can go to our website and Hot News Talk Radio and click YouTube. Watch us live on the video feed there. You can tune in at TuneIn Radio app and listen anywhere in the world. We have listeners all the way in China.
Oh, wow.
So you can listen anywhere.
Hey, China.
Yeah, hi, China. So I'm sure they appreciate that. And beautiful art. Chinese, the Eastern culture art is beautiful. And your work reminds me just a tiny flare of that type of art that you see over there. It's a little more, their style, if you go into the Japanese art, is a little more structured in that line work area, but there's a Zen feeling to your work.
Yes, you're really, really hitting on something there. I went to India like a couple years ago, and I was incredibly inspired by Eastern culture, philosophy, the colors, just like their mindsets and way of doing things. So, and I also went to Montana a few years ago as well, and I stayed on a farm and I did wolfing. So the work really is
wolfing.
Yes.
What's wolfing?
It's worldwide organic farming.
Okay.
And so you can like volunteer on a different farm and or anywhere like in the world. And you volunteer, you get free stay, and you get free food. And I just helped, like for the first time, learn how to farm and learn how to plant stuff, and just got really involved with that. And that was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I still look back on it all the time of what I learned there.
So the organic plant part of it and all of that kind of just all works together for you with the Zen feeling that you're obviously bringing to and coming out through your work, because I obviously could sense that. And this is the first time we've ever spoken. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
it is. It's coming right out. So that's awesome. And that's important to the artists. We talked about the definition of art. I looked it up because there's talks here. We'll have to cover that in the next segment because we're going to take a little break. And we're here with Liz Campbell and
Claire Bloomfield.
Claire Bloomfield. I apologize. I'm just getting a little nervous. But join us again in a few minutes to continue talking with these great artists, local artists from Chattanooga. The Art Beat of Chattanooga, Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. See you in a few.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong, and I'll never back down. Conflict works. Allow it.
It's The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Right here and everywhere. Noon Eastern.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hi, I'm Adam Diswell, the owner and the head surgeon of Cell Surgeon. Broken screen? You need it repaired now. We can do that. We'll have your phone repaired within the hour. No hassle, no mess, no stress. We love fixing cell phones. Your cell phone has become part of your daily activities. You've noticed your cell phone is not charging properly. It could be a charge port issue or your charger. Come in for free. We'll test your phone and your charger. You have an expensive phone. Don't feed it with a cheap charger. A cheap charger can actually damage your device. Our high quality chargers are affordable. Cell Surgeon, 140 Northgate Mall Drive, right next to Old Chicago Pizza. 423-668-0100. www.thecellsurgeon.com. Please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thecellsurgeon.
Get $10 off a screen repair. Mention Hot News Talk Radio. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out. Cell Surgeon in Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life.
Finding just the right place to live can be a daunting task. Stop your search. In Chattanooga, the place to live is Cross Creek Villas for under $1,000 and available for immediate move-in. You can enjoy this 2-bedroom split layout, over 1,000 square feet, 9-foot ceilings, an extra large patio or balcony. And don't forget to ask about their preferred employer program. Cross Creek Villas is a gated community offering a 24-hour fitness facility, a beautiful pool and hot tub, and Cross Creek Villas is pet friendly. Stroll the pet park with your best friend and enjoy the free use of their business center and clubhouse. Plus, if you mention you heard this on the radio, your application fee is free. Cross Creek Villas, close to downtown off of Highway 58. Go to crosscreekchattanooga.com. That's crosscreekchattanooga.com or call 894-0446. That's 894-0446. Redefine the way you live at Cross Creek Villas. Go to crosscreekchattanooga.com or call 894-0446. Cross Creek Villas.
MLS 2239. Listen up, y'all. Ben Phillips Home Rate Mortgage, 805-9100. I'm in the business of saving people money. And if you want to save money, pick that cell phone up right now. 805-9100. I received a call that I won't forget. A family of 5. The husband's a TVA engineer. Financial stress was rising from medical bills and children in college. We lowered their rate, paid off their bills, and saved them $800 per month. Now they're living stress-free. And the best part is this. They're skipping 2 payments and paying off their home 7 years faster. It's easy, and you can do it too. It just takes 10 minutes, 1 phone call to 805-9100. There's no cost and no obligation. So why wouldn't you call? 805-9100. Or if you're at your desk like me, get a quick quote at homeratemortgage.com. That's 805-9100 or homeratemortgage.com.
Ahoy there, matey. It's Harbor Lights Marina. Located at 9718 Hickson Pike, Harbor Lights Marina's new ownership is staffed by knowledgeable and friendly people ready to keep you boating. We offer wet slips and dry storage rental, fuel, a well-stocked ship store, daily boat rentals, and a restaurant. If you're on the water or headed to the lake, call us at 423-842-5391. 423-842-5391. Reminder, we are the home of the Carefree Boating Club. More than just a marina, we're people that love boating. Harbor Lights Marina.
Hi, I'm Sabrina with Sabrina Realty Associates. Now is a great time to sell your home. In our area, inventory is at an all-time low, which translates into higher sales prices. Call us today at 423-499-7780 to set up a free consultation and discuss our unique and aggressive marketing programs. We will provide you with a free market analysis to determine the right value of your home. Call us today at 423-499-7780 or visit our website at sabrinarealty.com.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio with your Hot News Now update. Two women in Chattanooga got into a fight and one smashed a bottle across the other's face. She also punched her multiple times, leaving a massive bruise on her face and a knot on her head. 38-year-old Lakita Dates said they got into a verbal argument. LaWanda Bush smashed a bottle across her face. She was arrested and charged with aggravated assault after police said she hit another woman in the head with a beer bottle last week. 4 people with guns arrested after a car chase. Police got into a car chase with a white Dodge Charger, which careened off the road, losing control, crashing into an embankment. A foot chase then ensued, and 4 men were arrested. Police say they found guns inside of a car and cocaine in possession of one of the men arrested. 2 juveniles were also inside the car. A decision is made after an atheist group has sued the Bradley County Sheriff Eric Watson after religious remarks were made on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. A judge ruled in Watson's favor on Wednesday, saying that he can continue posting so long as it's on his personal page. It was going on in the Tennessee Valley. It's going on Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Expect lots of sunshine out there for the afternoon. Still looking good, but warmer. Highs upper 80s. Tonight, clear. Overnight lows closer to 60. For Friday, lots of sunshine, getting hot for the afternoon. Highs into the lower 90s, with many of us into the mid-90s for the weekend. Call the Vein and Laser Center at Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton for a free varicose and spider vein screening. This is a limited time offer. For more, call 706-270-VEIN. And ICE 1412 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Art Beat of Chattanooga, Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. You can join us on our website, Hot News Talk Radio, and click the YouTube link to see us live here with Lizzie and Claire. They're local artists, and I'm going to have them fully introduce themselves again in a moment. Things are alive and happening in Chattanooga this summer. There is so much music, so many plays, so many things to do. Some of it's free, like Nightfall. Every Friday night, free music, downtown Chattanooga, dancing, children, fountains, and it's just alive and fun. Motorcycles lining the street, all kinds of beautiful bikes and bikers and interesting people everywhere. That's free. You can go any Friday you want. And first Fridays of the month, we also have the First Friday galleries where you can gallery hop, and there's over 15 galleries, including Heart Gallery in that Lizzie is a curator of. And also now on the First Fridays, the Bessie Smith Cultural Center starts out the party at 5 o'clock with live music, food, dancing. They have usually some sort of, I'm being a girl, I don't pay much attention, but they always have some vehicles and motorcycles and things that gentlemen really enjoy. So you can go there and look at all of that and also support the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. They have a wonderful show. We're going to be having them on the show next week talking about the current show going on there featuring baseball. And there's amazing work at the Bessie Smith Center as well. Oh, Art Gallery doesn't do First Fridays. I'm sorry. Okay. I was mistaken on that. They're not one of the 15, but they are open a lot of hours. What's the hours there?
They're open Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m.
All right. So my bad.
It's okay.
Lizzie knows. She's a curator, so thank you for that. So there's just so much going on. Riverbend starts Friday night. Gearing up. Chattanooga's alive. Everyone's excited. 5 stages of music going on every night, but the second Monday of Riverbend, which there's an event going on at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center that day. So something every day for the next 10 days starting Friday going on in Chattanooga. Tons of fun. Just Riverbend, one of my favorite bands, is going to basically wrap it up. On the Unum stage, the last night of Riverbend, Planet, PLVNET. That's their Klingon language they're developing. They're going to be wrapping up Riverbend. They're a local artist band right here from Chattanooga. So it supports national artists, local artists, and it's a big event. So try and get out to Riverbend, support those artists. I'd like to ask Liz to reintroduce yourself, tell our listener a little bit more about what you do, go back over the Prism Gallery, and there was something else that you wanted to cover about that. So let's just talk about your pop-up gallery, Prism Pop-Up Gallery.
Okay, so I am Lizzie Campbell. I am a gallery assistant at the Art Gallery.
I'm going to hit her with the mic, no problem.
And director and curator at Prism Pop-Up Gallery, which I forgot to mention earlier, was organized by color. It was a little bit of a different theme. We wanted to have the rainbow or the prism incorporated with all the artists. So all 15 artists were assigned a colored theme where all of their work had to have that predominant color theme in it. And with me today is Claire Bloomfield, who was our best in show, who had the color theme yellow.
So the yellow in the chakra world is, the chakras are the energy centers of our body in color form that we relate to them in. That would be the personal power color, right? So did this show empower you, being the best in show? You sold work. Did that empower you, Claire? This is Claire Bloomfield. She does amazing work, which I don't even know what to call it, using a scanner.
Yes.
And organic and toxic things with a very yin-yang balance.
Yes.
Very, very interesting process.
Yeah, so I would, now that you're saying that, I just had like a light bulb go off in my head.
Light bulb.
I know, and talking about that chakra, that internal power,
Yeah.
that is a lot about what the work is, how it was created. When you scan it, it shoots light in the inside of it, and it creates this internal light, internal energy. And so when you print them out, they have this kind of luminescent glow to them, and yellow is bright, and it just kind of, it has this electric energy.
Yeah, the work is fascinating. It's difficult to describe in a sense. The one on the far right over here, if we can grab that.
Yeah.
This one is very organic.
Mm-hmm.
I see roots, and it looks like a plant, but from what I can tell, it could have been anything to start with, because this girl's creative. She's just creating these things.
This thing was actually, I call this one Electric Onion. And this was a project where, this sounds crazy. I took some onions and I dyed them blue, and I covered them in wax, and I cut them in half. And I created these artificial fake geodes with, that kind of textural element and the bright colors to them. And then, I can't just stop there, right? I have to keep going. And so with this picture here, I photographed the onion with this kind of wire sticking down into it, and superimposed this original photograph on top of a scan. So the background is a scan. So always just like continuing the process, really like not really like wanting to stop, like you just kind of keep going until you really create another world where you're not sure how it was made, or
they're a little Salvador Dali in a sense, although I don't feel that same spatial difference, because they're organic in nature. And yet, so there's dirt in here, and I see with the, what is it, vermiculite it's called?
Yes.
And so you used actual dirt.
Real dirt,
and
yes.
did you scan the dirt on your scanner?
All the time. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. How does the scanner printer like that?
To be honest, I've gone through a lot of scanners in the past couple of years. Great thing, Goodwill sells them for very cheap, and I have all the cords, so I can just get new ones all the time. I recently experimented by lighting fireworks on the scanner to see how that would react, and I got some really cool new pieces.
Oh my,
that.
that's exciting. I can't wait to see those. I can't imagine the light that's going to be in those, the prismatic effects and the layers of light. And that's something I really see in Claire's work. She was talking about almost the luminescent. They have a very electric quality to them, and yet organic. It's very interesting. Really, I've never really seen anything like this. We're seeing. And don't you have something coming up that we were talking about during the break that you wanted to share?
Yes. But we were just talking about First Friday, and I just wanted to talk about shapeshifters. Shapeshifters, yes. And Shapeshifters is a group of me and a couple of friends, Sue Fox, Brylan Thompson, and Andrew Nye, and us together were working with empty real estate spaces and trying to do shows on First Friday. And we'll be curating and putting shows together and being a part of that gallery hop. All of the work will be for less than $500 because we want to create. We all collect art, and none of us can afford things that are more than $500. So we're trying to create a market or a place where people could come and get by affordable art.
That's wonderful.
Contemporary.
And so, is there an artist or a gallery fee for the artist in this endeavor?
No, we don't have any fees. We do accept any applications of artists. And together we just kind of come up with what we think, what artists will go well together. And we do, I think we don't know, we need to talk more about the percentage because the first show was just the starting artists. And so we kept 100% because it was just us.
Right.
But in the future, it'll probably be something like 60, artists keep 60%. We keep the other portion just so we can use the rest for marketing, flyers, cost of wine, and all that other stuff too.
Yeah,
so
you have to buy the wine because
Yes.
it is nice at the openings to have that. And a lot of time, are you having cheese and crackers and snacks and things too at these, just like a regular opening?
Yes, we are, and we're hoping to get Chattanooga Brewing Company at the next one. We talked to them a little bit, but that's not set in stone. But we're wanting to reach out to breweries and catering companies, and hopefully have some beer reps and some donations for the next show.
So you can work directly with some of the local vendors and
Exactly.
create their own form of art in a sense. I mean, if we define art, it actually, the definition, we're creating something to evoke an emotional response, which is what I see in Claire's work. Now, we don't have any of Lizzie's work here, but I've seen her work and it's amazing. She's a very talented artist as well. We met at the Townsend Atelier workshop. So there's so many art avenues and venues in Chattanooga. And Liz, you've lived here your entire life, so you know a lot about the Chattanooga art scene. Can you cover some of the high points of what you think Chattanooga offers to artists? And I just want to say, tune in, Hot News Talk Radio. Come click YouTube, check it out. We're live right now. You can go to TuneIn app radio and tune in there. You can also, if we're feeding live on Facebook, you can go there, Hot News Talk Radio. So I'm Jillian Collins, the host of the show. I'm also a local artist. VanguardArtistry.com is my website, and I have work hanging downtown at Cave Massage, directly across from Coolidge Park. So Lizzie, being a Chattanooga native and very involved in the art scene here, and a pretty active, vibrant young lady concerning her passion towards the art world. So what can you tell the listener about some of the high points of what Chattanooga offers? Say you wanted to take classes or start to immerse yourself in this culture a little bit.
Well, Townsend Atelier, where we actually met, is probably the best place to start. They have oil painting classes. They have etching classes. They have classes for just about anything you can imagine. And every Thursday, they have a $15 live model class that you can come in just at any time and draw a model. And there will be other artists there. We can just interact and really meet a lot of the vibrant artists here in Chattanooga. There's also live modeling at UTC on Wednesday nights, which I've been going to a lot more because I found out it's free for UTC students.
Awesome. So there you go, UTC students. Learn to draw the figure.
And other than classes outside of college, that's all I can think of. Oh, yeah. I don't know the name of that. Uptown Art also has like art classes available.
I work Monday through Friday typically, so if you want to come in for a class.
So there's Uptown Art and there's In-Town Art,
Yes,
right? So Uptown Art is located where? Can you step up so we can hear Claire where that's at?
Yeah, Uptown Art is located on Fraser Avenue next to Donut Darling.
All right. So In-Town Art is also on Fraser Avenue, correct?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it's directly across the street.
Yeah,
to the right,
they are
next
right
to
across the
Ava.
street. It's a wonderful little art district. There's actually such a cluster of galleries and art, and that's where my art is downstairs below.
Oh, wow.
If you go down to the river level,
yeah.
I've got my work hanging there. So there are artists just all over that area. Even the little shops that don't call themselves galleries have local art. It's a wonderful scene, the North Shore. It's fantastic. So just go down Chattanooga, visit the North Shore, support all the local artists. There's so many things going on down there. There's brand new artists down there. There's brand new shops and existing art that's been there forever. So it's just an amazing thing. You can come and see my work. You're currently hanging at Uptown, or you're just working there right now? You teach. What do you teach there?
Every day at 7, we have a different painting every day of the week. So it's just sunsets, bridges, flowers. I get to think of myself as Bob Ross, so I get to teach happy trees.
All right. Very cool. So that's
thing.
something else people can look into. Just Google Uptown Gallery. I'm sure the schedule's on there, right?
Uptown
on the
Art.
website, Uptown Art.
Chattanooga.
So you can just Google that. Just like if you want to find out what to do in Chattanooga. I could list it all, but it would take more than the hour. There's so much going on. But just Google Nooga.com, Nightfall, Riverbend. The information is all there. The schedules, all of it. So many things happening, and kids playing in fountains. Chattanooga is just alive and fun and beautiful. So there's just a wonderful city. And these young ladies here, artists like myself, we're all just trying to make it. Can you say anything, like Lizzie, you've been here forever. How long have you been actively, I would say professionally, an artist? Because you're young compared to me. A couple years difference only, but how is that working for you? When did it become a profession?
A year ago, actually. If you count curating, it's been 3 years.
All right.
But I didn't actually go out and pursue my own art until a year ago, when my best friend, Adam Kirby, was just telling me that I shouldn't limit myself just to one thing, that I should allow myself to experiment in things that make me happy. So I started going to Townsend Atelier and practicing drawing a lot more, and he gave me paints to start experimenting with, and so now it's officially been a year and I've grown a lot.
That's congratulations, and that's wonderful. So as a young artist in Chattanooga, you're shaking and grooving. You've got the Prism pop-up gallery that you based on colors. I find that fascinating because it's almost like a college assignment. And if you're in college, the professor is going to give you a parameter. So you gave the artist this color assignment, and I'm sure that what you received, even though you gave a parameter, was across the spectrum different from each artist.
Well, I had a number of different artists apply. We had sculpture artists, we had clay artists, we had photography artists, we had painting artists, we had acrylic painting artists. We had so many different forms of art applied to the show that it was just breathtaking to see how people can take such a limited theme like this and make it incredibly broadened.
Yeah. Color, I don't think, is ever limiting. I know what you're saying because of the parameter part.
Yeah.
But it's also very freeing. I think Claire kind of expressed that. It was like, wait, I have this goal, and I don't know about you. That's having an idea is not my battle. It's which one to work on.
Yeah, limiting is probably not the right word. When I came up with the theme, I wanted it to be something that would allow artists to be encouraged to make new work for the show, while also allowing them to show some of their old works as well.
Right. So they had to do a piece for the show, but then they could bring all their other work and set up. And a lot of artists sold work. You told me that there was a really good turnout. 115 people came to this very first time Prism Pop-Up Gallery show. And I believe it was the only paid gallery show in Chattanooga other than Four Bridges that you're aware of.
That's the only one I'm aware of, but is Four Bridges.
Yeah, so
hoping that it becomes a new theme in the art world.
I think it's a great theme because $5 is very little to get in, and that does support the local artist, the starving, struggling artist. I mean, we're not kidding when we say gypsy wagon, and I can imagine Claire with her one wagon for household, and the other is all full of printers, either blown up or clogged with dirt, because her creative process apparently requires a pile of printers. Because it's an amazing process that she's doing. What type of work do you do, Lizzie? We don't have anything to see. Can you tell them your website? Where can our listeners see your work?
You can look on Instagram. My Instagram name is artist.lizzie, and that's spelled Lizi. It's really weird spelling. That's also the same as my Facebook page, facebook.com/artist.lizzie, Lizi. And I do oil on wood and other different really weird mediums. I do have a few paintings I've done on canvas, but it's not my favorite. I really like to bring out the weirdness of the mediums that I'm working with. I just got a whole bunch of tile, and I'm planning on doing a series with oil paints on tile. And I'm really excited to see the struggle I get with trying to get the oil paints to stay on tile, because they're not staying right now.
Try sanding the surface.
I've tried that.
Yeah, not working. Huh. You may have to somebody who knows a lot about oils for that. So you sort of work with the organic surface that you have as part of your design, your structure of what you're creating.
If you look at my oil on wood pieces that are online, you can see the wood grain coming through the paint colors. And that series is based on the endangered species and other species that are found in the wild. I have deers and birds, as well as the endangered red wolf, all on wood, kind of showing their habitat and how our lumber companies are destroying their habitats, which is funny because I got the wood from a lumber company.
It is a little funny, but we have to work. It's still going to happen. And the important thing is that we do need the wood in the paper, but we can use it responsibly. So even that can be promoted through what you're doing. Her work is very beautiful. I saw you can almost feel the fur or the feathers on her pieces that she's done in this series. And I haven't seen them in person, but even looking at them online, you can see the detail of the care that went into these pieces. So a couple of very talented artists here from Chattanooga. Sounds like you might be friends as well. And that's really cool. A lot of people networking together, a lot of people and artists here networking together to try to promote art, avenues for artists, helping other artists, like the Heart Gallery, where Lizzie's a curator, helping homeless, helping people recovering alcoholics, helping seniors, deaf people. If you're in that realm and you submit your work there, I don't know how the process works. We may not have a lot of time. We only have a few seconds. So that's something you can contact the Heart Gallery and ask them if you are a person who falls into those categories and you would like some help with your art and your life. It sounds like that's a place to at least reach out to.
HeartGalleryTN.com, and that's heart spelled Hart.
And Ellen is the owner and the founder of this gallery.
The founder, because we're a nonprofit, we don't have an owner.
Right, it's a founder. So it's not a co-op though. It's a nonprofit organization.
It's a 501c3.
There you go. So all the proceeds go to help people in Chattanooga to have a better life, to take that inner part of them and bring it out to the Art Beat of Chattanooga, to bring it out into the community. And I thank you, Lizzie and Claire, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure, and I love your work. Please visit these ladies' websites, take a look at their work, go out to the galleries, go out to Riverbend and Nightfall, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Jr. He's got third. He's going for second. Earnhardt going for the lead.
The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is on the Motor Racing Network.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Hear it live on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Check it out live on Chattanooga's official NASCAR radio station.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Poof. Just like a magician, Les's Pawn Shop can turn the stuff that's just lying around in your house and garage into cold, hard cash. Les's Pawn Shop on Highway 58 in Chattanooga will buy, sell, and scrap anything of value. Hey, and get this. If you're looking for anything from guns and jewelry to guitars and tools, you'll find it at Les's Pawn Shop. Quality pre-owned items. Les's Pawn Shop on Highway 58 in Chattanooga also buys gold and silver at top prices. And if they don't have it, they can order it for you. Les's Pawn Shop, Highway 58 in Chattanooga, where you'll get top dollar for your stuff. And you'll be surprised at the wide variety of our unique items. So the next time you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or scrap anything, from jewelry to coins and currency, guns and ammo, music and tools, stop by Les's Pawn Shop, 4742 Highway 58, Chattanooga. Call 702-5868. That's 702-5868. LesPawnShop.com. That's Les with one S, pawnshop.com. Poof. Just like a magician, Les's Pawn Shop can turn the stuff that's just lying around in your house and garage into cold, hard cash.
I want money, lots and lots of money. I want to buy in the sky.
On your signature, you can get $150,000. Can you believe that? $150,000 on your signature. Hi, I'm Bruce Krebs with the Entrepreneur Source. There's a program right now that you can get $150,000 on your signature with no pledge of collateral or personal guarantee. Call me at 423-875-5621 to learn more. 423